here we are.
Here we are.
On our Christmas special.
I think you look great, mate. I'm going to record as well, but it's probably you're going to have to give me permission, Dennis, I think.
I made you co-host.
No, you're all good.
It's always important that you get permission before you record, Shaun, like no matter the circumstances.
That's right.
Yeah. Found that out last time I went to court, mate. Fuck.
Oh.
I said, hey, this is my house. I'll record what I want.
Did Michelle represent you?
She was the prosecution, I was the defendant.
I didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, she was too good. It was in German court too. I had no idea what was going on.
I forgot my headset. It's still upstairs. Hang on. I'll go get it. Sorry.
Nah, you're fired. Oh,
I don't blame you.
Give us some fries, you dog.
You sound pretty good though, Dennis. You sound pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually really good quality.
There's no echo.
It is better. It is better with the headset. That's for sure.
Okay, good. Hang on.
Oh.
Shaun, you fuckwit.
Hey, it's true. He always sounds good with the headset. He always has perfect audio, mate. Sorry, Neil.
No, it's all good. Better than this blue shit in your face. Look at that. It's like a little fly or something. And what the fuck's going on?
Looks like you're trying to suck ET's dick.
That was a good night.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
Almost there. ET phoning home. Ah.
Fingers for days.
Nope.
Oh, fingers for days.
Oh.
Well, I'm off mum
He
jokes.
called you Elliot.
I'm off mum jokes, so maybe ET jokes. My new thing.
Oh,
My new bread and butter.
that's good. It's probably less offensive.
ET jokes, yeah.
So, in regards to
what's
content tonight, what's the agenda?
Neil's top 5 mum jokes of the year.
Oh,
Just while he's trying to quit. Look at him. He's struggling right now.
Yep.
All the mum jokes are going through his head.
Yep.
no. The best mum joke I've ever pulled was when I told Aaron that they named the 60-in-1 arcade board after his mum. That's a standout.
That's fucking awesome.
60 in 1. That is so brutal.
I don't think I'll ever beat that one.
Holy shit. Gold. That's gold.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Mate.
All right. Christmas pickups. That's one thing. Our goals for 2021 and if we've achieved them.
For 20. Right. Yeah. And then goals for 2022.
Because you see, I happen to know that somebody did something pretty big like a couple of days ago, so I thought it might be good to talk about that too. So,
Yeah.
You're fucking champion.
Yes.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
My arm was fucked.
Wish I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Neil's arm would have been fucked too just from jerking it. Sorry, Neil. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, what are we starting with? Sorry, just so I can write it down myself. So,
Okay.
what we've been up to and Christmas pickups.
Yep.
All right.
Where to put my beer? Oh, there it is. Now I'm ready.
All right. Okay, well, welcome back to another episode of Play It Up Podcast. Tonight we have a bit of a Christmas special from us. So I'm just going to be talking about some of the pickups that we've had over Christmas time, talk about some of the goals that we accomplished over the years and looking forward to the future and setting some new goals. And yeah, we'll cover it up at the end with some wonderful gaming Christmas stories as well. So let's get straight into it. Shaun, how's your Christmas been over in Germany? How do they celebrate it as well?
Actually, it's pretty awesome. I'll just say quickly that it's the 20. I always forget to say the date. So it's 26th at the moment. It's Boxing Day when we're recording this. And they actually celebrate on the 24th. more so as like the extended family. So we had shitloads of food on the 24th. So we had the kind of the way it goes is that you have your appetizers, then you open all your presents, and they don't. In my family, at least, when we opened presents, it was always one person at a time, and you'll just take your time. With the Germans being efficient, everyone just fucking rips in at the same time, and it's all over in like 5 minutes. It's pretty wild. And I was sitting there, I didn't open anything for a while, and I'm just watching everyone open theirs, and it was pretty fun.
That's cool.
And then you get into the main course, and then you have dessert, and then just whatever for the rest of the night, drinking or chatting, and then the next day it's more of the same, just eating, hanging out. And today's actually, after this, is going to be another big feast on this very taste. Yeah, so it's kind of 3 days of eating, and you open the presents on the 24th.
Crazy. Yeah,
That's about
I
it.
heard it's different. That yeah, a lot of European countries do that, like celebrate big with the families on the 24th, and then like the actual day's much more chill and just like kind of at home enjoying your gifts.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a bit more of at least with Michelle's family, it's a bit more of like a proper 3-course meal, like very nicely set out, very good sort of gourmet-ish prepared food. And it's funny because it was always my family just like, yeah, some prawns on some rolls with some bloody coleslaw and pasta salad from Woolies. That's great too.
Too right.
That's probably, hey, if I'm organising things, that's probably how it would go, just to keep it.
That's pretty much how it went for us on Christmas Day. Yeah, exactly that. It's awesome.
It's great. Yeah. But since I didn't really have to do any of the preparing, it was nice to have the fancy food over here. It was really good. Yeah, I got a. Should I mention the presents I got now, or are we saving that for later?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, no, share away.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I got this beautiful hat I'm wearing as a Secret Santa gift. That was a bit of a story trying to get a hold of it. The old Kong Club, shout out to Jacob Ashley, and my Secret Santa, which I think I might have a good idea of who that is. Some bloke with a cool arcade machine collection, and love.
It wasn't me, man. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
shout
wasn't
out to Neil Cans.
Yeah, I wasn't into Secret Santa this year. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. Thanks for nothing, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well said.
So this is probably the most expensive hat I've ever owned. After all, it was like $50 US shipping. I could just see that on the package, and the hat itself I think was like 15. At least that's what it said on the package. And then I had to pay €8 tax to pick it up because it's overseas stuff they charge you. So overall, what is that like? I think overall that's over $100 Australian.
Wow, yeah, it's huge.
But it's a good hat, and I'm going to take care of it.
Good hat.
Yeah.
Good hat that one.
Good hat, mate.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I got because I opened that basically once I picked it up. It arrived on the 7th, and I could see on the tracking that they tried to drop it off, but that's happened twice now with international packages. We don't get any notification in the mailbox or something. Sometimes they run out of those, hey, we tried to drop it off, but the notification notices thingies that they put in the post. So I just had no idea until tried tracking it, and then they didn't show the full like where it was or anything. It just said it's waiting to be picked up, and there's a whole bunch of different like little post shops that it could have been at. But then tracked it through the actual DHL website after doing some research to find out where USPS, who delivers USPS in Germany, and then it showed actually where it was. So went and picked it up. It was all good.
Handy.
I called them the day before because I was like, fuck, they're going to actually send it back if it takes too long.
That would have been hilarious, by the way.
Oh, man. It would have sucked so bad. Probably would have been another $50 to send it again or something.
Well, maybe they would have doubled your tax for like sending it twice. Who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing gets by the Germans. So
good pickup anyway.
About that. Yeah, I love it. I've always wanted one of these hats, but it was always like kind of expensive to get one sent over from the US. And then on the actual Christmas Eve opening my gifts, I got this shirt that I'm wearing. It's not gaming related, but it's a sweet Carhartt shirt. Love it. Nice and baggy. Nice fit, nice cotton, feels good. Feels good on the skin. I got another sweater, but I got Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PS4, which I've been wanting for a while because I played the first Spider-Man game a while ago and it was fucking awesome.
That's great.
So really stoked on that. It has a reversible cover. Actually, I'll be 2 seconds. It's just over here. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
And what a background, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed it wasn't actually like a
You weren't in your
internet
arcade?
background. Like that's literally a painting.
Not in your arcade this time. You're in the outback.
Real. Yeah, I'm in the forest. I'm about to go hunting. This is kind of the hunting room. There's actually like kind of a whole bunch, maybe like 30 to 40 skulls from different deers that have been hunted over the years.
This is a lovely room of death.
Kind of is, yeah. I'm really used to it now. So,
Dude, I don't know like if we're taking you seriously or not.
No, seriously, there's like
Jesus.
They're all watching you.
Yeah.
Right now.
Kind of trophies, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Prize pieces of deer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a better way to get your meat than buying it at the supermarket.
It's
I
fresher.
think of it like that. Yeah, it's more humane.
Yeah. When
say.
big bug hunter becomes real. Yeah. Scary
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Yeah.
Who needs Netherworld
this
pins?
Is Michelle's grandparents' place, and yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's
So
the way.
was
That's the way it used to be.
The hunt. Yeah, it's true. But her dad still does hunt, and I don't know if he just keeps the kind of the skulls anymore. But it was Michelle's grandparents' place, and now her parents live here, and it's the kind of was a hunting room only, but now it's like partially an office, and like right here is a dining table, and they moved a bed up here for us because it's a bit of a full house, so it's a bedroom as well.
If only you had the NES up there, you could introduce them to Duck Hunt. See if they like that.
True. Oh,
pretty
good
wild.
idea.
And then you
I'm
can
gonna
go
bring
like you can go the player 2 controller and like move the ducks around so that they don't so they can't get them.
Yeah.
You'll come back next year and there's like 30 duck heads around.
Be like, what have I done?
Oh no.
This was not the idea. Dankeschön, Shaun.
Yeah.
You taught us very well to
Duck
kill the
Hunt is
ducks.
sehr gut. Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
We're eating nothing but duck the next 3 days. Oh man, so it's I actually could do that because I have the top loader Famicom at home, so I could bring that and sort out I have to get the Japanese dunk cut cartridge and gun.
You have to have a CRT. You have to have a CRT though, which is
true.
May or may not be a problem there. I don't know what they've
I
got.
have a 14-inch Grundig I could bring, so
hey,
it's easy.
There's your answer.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm actually going to set that up at the cafe that I work at. The boss said, like, yeah, go for it. So with try it out with a Super Nintendo Mario Kart or something. See if the customers like it. Try to create my own little Netherworld.
Yep, bit of F-Zero. Be good.
Do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Perfect. Hey, but back to the gift. This guy, it's a reversible cover Spider-Man.
Cool.
Miles Morales, so you can kind of see there the original cover, but I thought it looked cool because that's like a comic book kind of drawing.
Yeah, and it doesn't have all like the ratings and shit on it or anything like that. Yeah, it's just like a cover.
Much cleaner. So
yeah, that's rad, man.
Stoked on that. Yeah, and it came also. That was from Michelle. She's a lovely one. She knows me. Love you, babe. Wow. She sent me. She also attached to that a voucher to see the new movie with her, with popcorn and drinks or something like. So she'll be shouting that for me. We're probably going to see that tomorrow night, hopefully, after work. I would be super keen. I haven't gotten any spoilers really from it yet. I can kind of imagine what's going to happen, but keen as on that. And
Is that the No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home. Yeah, exactly.
Some good pickups, man.
See that.
Real good.
Yeah, I got money as well, which I had already. I thought I might get some, but I was like, screw this. I've been thinking about buying this stuff for a bunch of time. So whether I get money as a gift or not, I'm going to buy it anyway. I bought myself a whole bunch of stuff for modding. So I have my order list here. So DMG, Gameboy IPS screen kit. I've modded kind of every type of Gameboy except an actual DMG with an IPS kit. So I've been waiting for that because it's just better to play on. And I really like the size and the weight of the original Gameboy.
Yeah.
It's good because I kind of have bigger hands, I guess, than some people, being a tall person. So the big, nice, thick DMG feels good, you know. Love it. So I got that and a glass screen in black, like the screen lens for the Game Boy. I could have gotten the original one, but I thought, I'm going to try out a black screen lens. I'm going to keep the original shell and everything for now and just see how that looks. A Game Boy cartridge display stand, so you just sort of slot the.
Awesome.
It was only like $2.50 a pound, so I don't know, $3 or $4 Australian bucks. And you just slot your game cartridge on top of it and sit it there.
Yep.
Thought I'd try one of those out. And I have a Game Gear that I got for cheap that was defective, and you can usually fix these old handhelds. Game Gear is a lot more involved than a Game Boy. There's like, I don't know, 20 capacitors or something you need to replace. So I'm actually going to buy a new power board and a new soundboard because they are separate from the main board, and someone in the Netherlands is making them so that when you mod it and everything, there's less noise. Because sometimes when you mod a Game Gear, and even before you mod them, there's like noise that comes, like crackly or very fuzzy buzzing sound that comes out of the speaker. So someone's actually made new boards that work better. So I'm going to buy those, and I'm going to mod the main board with a, what's it called? A 3.5-inch TFT screen. So basically an IPS LCD. That's all from Retro 6. That comes with the brackets. I'm getting the Game Gear glass lens and the wire-free install kit. So they've got these, like, what are they called? Like, they're cables that they just lay where they need to go, and then you fill in the holes with solder. So
like ribbon, you don't have to use ribbon cables or something, or
kind of like ribbon cables. But there's a, what do they call it? Wire-free install kit. So yeah, there's a name for it. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, right.
So I'll be modding a DMG and I'll be modding a Game Gear, and I'm excited because I bought a couple of Game Gear games when I was in Paris recently. To Batman and Robin and Batman Returns, I think, as well as for the DS Point Blank, which I'm super keen to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically my pickups and everything. So
what color screen are you going for the DMG?
It's a screen that allows you to change the color.
Oh wow, so really cool.
The wheel on the side, yeah, it's awesome. So the wheel on the side, I think if you move it up and down, it changes the brightness. I'm not actually sure how it works exactly, but if you push it in, it doubles as a button, the contrast wheel or the volume wheel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can actually push it in, kind of like on a PS3 or 4 controller where you click in the thumbstick.
Yep.
It's that kind of thing. You can use it for its original purpose, plus click it in as a button, and then it changes color palettes.
Right. Do you know what colors you have available? Like, is it green, blue, and pink or something like that? Or
I think it's just a bunch of different color palettes. Because I did that for the Pocket as well. I have a IPS Q5 OSD, like all these different acronyms. So that just means it's got an on-screen display, and you can tailor the colors to exactly what you want. And there's a touchpad. Every time you touch it, it changes color palettes.
Yeah, right.
I'll just have a look, man, to see if it says on the listing what colors. Fuck, I've been rambling, haven't I? Sorry, everyone listening.
No dramas.
No, it's good.
Top that. Let's see. It says PCB, new IPS, exact same original resolution as the Game Boy screen. Okay, so perfect upgrade for your original Game Boy. Super bright, ultra sharp, and adjustable backlight and color maps. So toggle color modes from grayscale to yellows, reds, blues, and various other color schemes, turning your original Game Boy into a color. Scroll the contrast wheel to adjust the backlight. So that's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
really
It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely be sharing more about that as it happens.
Yeah, please
Check
do.
out the Play It Up podcast Instagram to see, guys.
I've got a
See the journey.
I picked up. We were talking about this before the podcast started, but I picked up a DMG 01 that I've got to get. I've got to repair, so I wouldn't mind modding it. I'd be really keen to see how yours works out, so that I can do the same. So I'll be following.
Absolutely, man.
I'll be following Play It Up podcast on Instagram and making sure that
I hope so.
like draw some inspiration.
Yeah, man. I think in Australia you have a good the sponsor of the Pixel Pie podcast, you get like 10% off if you use the code that Scott gives out from the podcast. So I think it's Retro Gaming. Do you guys remember what the sponsor is? There's a few different ones in Australia, but
I think it's retrogamestore.com.
retrogamestore.com.au, I think it could be, right? Yeah, but check out the Pixel Pie podcast to find out for sure. So that could be an option for you, Dennis. But that's me, guys. I'm going to shut up now and listen to all of your awesome stuff.
Well, good. We'll shoot to you now, Dennis. What have you been up to? Any pickups lately? And
Yes, had a few things happening. I've still been working on Helifire. I did a bit more patching and trying to bog up the really damaged side of the cabinet, which is if you're looking front on at the cab, the left hand panel had some significant damage to it, so it's taken a while to repair it and retain as much of like the original gel coat as I could. So I bogged that up. I've done some primer over the top, and I've also had my parents up for this Christmas as well. My dad has done auto restoration his whole life, so he's really good with repair of like panel work and all that sort of thing. And so he came over and took him to have a look at this cab, and he critiqued that and basically sort of had a look at it, and he's like, "You're gonna have to redo all of that." And I was like,
No.
brutal, man.
Dad. Classic dad.
Thanks, Dad. But he did sort of he pointed out all the little things that I needed to do, and he's like, "Look, that part's all right and that's all right, but overall, like I think I must have sanded everything down too flat, and you need to make sure that there's no sort of there's no abutment, like direct sort of sitting of the old gel coat right next to bog, because the levels sort of look slightly different. Like gel coat is a lot harder when you sand it back, and bog is softer. So even if you use a block sander and you're sanding it down, if you're even applying a little bit of pressure, what's going to happen is that all of the more solid sections, which is the gel coat, they're going to stay higher, and then that bog's going to be a tiny bit lower. And so when you're going, you'll run your hand over it and look at it sort of unpainted, and it looks perfect. But then you spray primer over it and it all looks like it's lower, and you think, how can that be? And it's sort of exactly what that is. So now I need to go back, just sand everything back lightly and re-bog everything. And I don't know, guys, bogging stuff up is a pain in the ass. I didn't want to have to do any more of it. So, but I want to do it properly. So back to the old drawing board. Been up to that. I had sort of as kind of like a cross.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
about.
Of course.
Sorry, man. So how do you combat that? Like, how do you fix that if you aren't? Then you're not supposed to sand it flat. Is that right? Or
yeah, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you apply the filler, bondo, bog, whatever you call it, over the top of whatever it is you're repairing, and you can't sand it down so low that that you can actually see the join line of where the gel coat ends and the bog starts. You're meant to leave it so that it's like a thin application over the top. and
Right.
you can do it so that it's nice and thin and evenly applied, but I went a bit too hard and sanded everything back too much. So if I do that, reapply it, and then sand it back lightly, I'm gonna make sure that I do that while Dad's still here, so that he can sort of say one way or the other whether it's acceptable or not. It'll never be good, but acceptable, I'm happy with. So I'll go with that, and then when it's painted, it will have a nice finish. And obviously, after all the time I've spent stuffing around with it, that's really the end game, particularly because how rare the cap is. So these things take time to do properly, and it's bloody hot at the moment and humid, so it's really hard to sort of use enamel or any sort of paint at the moment, because the drying is a bit average, and if you do that, the enamel takes a little longer to dry, and it can get like little specks and stuff in it, and we don't really want that at all. So it's hard to do it. But my garage here is actually not really dusty very much, which is great, but I want it so that the drying time is as quick as possible till it sets and hardens properly. And all I need to do is just pick a good day before it pisses down with rain in the evening. So if I can do that, no problem.
You beauty.
So yeah, there's that on heli. Once that's done, PCB repair, and the project's finished. So it's
beautiful. Can you remind us how many cabs there are known in the world of the Hellfire Nintendo cab?
4, I think.
That's crazy.
There was 4. So Mike Halen from Mike's Arcade had one. This guy in California called what's his name? He goes by like Orlando 81 or something on Clov. He has one as well. So he has exact same and an early rev model as well, like mine. There's a guy called Time Runner 88, and he did a lot more social media posting of the upright cab that he picked up from start to finish, where he found it and what he had to do to get it back to original, which was really great. So I really enjoyed all of his posts and the information following it up from start to finish. It was really exciting, and I want to do the same. So I've just been taking photos and like adding a few posts on Clov, but yeah, I think maybe at the end I'll put something a bit better together for it with all the photos and stuff that I've got. So I think that's like the 3 people that I know of that have one of these cabs. So that and mine, that's that's about it. The rest were converted, I think. So it's not really, it's difficult to tell like what was and what wasn't Hellfire cap. So there could have been a few. There could have been like Space Firebird, could have been Radar Scope if it was early enough. And it's kind of cool to have something so rare.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And it was one of the first Nintendo arcade, or was it the first?
No, I think there was one before. There was one before Space Fever that was in an original Nintendo upright cab in 1980, and because Space Fever was actually 79, but I think they did uprights in 1980 as well.
Right.
But at that same time, Space Firebird got released, and that's in an upright cab, very similar, if not the same as that. Anybody who knows their early Nintendo cabs and you're listening to the podcast, please feel free to shoot me down if any of that is not accurate, because that's only based on what I've looked at and what I've managed to pick up from my own restoration. So it's like it is still pretty damn rare to have one of those cabinets, man. So I mentioned it before on a couple of the episodes, and we've been chatting about it, but I do want to do it justice and make sure that it's restored properly. So
I would love to see like a full, like kind of like the Donkey Kong style videos you're doing of how to make it and everything.
I need to finish them too, now that you mention it. Shit. But
to have anything that rare from Nintendo, like one of 4 known in the world,
it's super cool.
That's super cool, man. Because like Donkey Kongs, as much as they are kind of rare to see an original, like they're a dime a dozen compared to a Hellfire.
Yeah, I I think I had no idea what the hell the game even was when like I saw it come up on Facebook Marketplace, and Jerry posted the link in like the Brisbane arcade chat, and I just picked it up.
Recording a podcast. Dickhead. Michelle's brother being a smart ass. Sorry, man.
That's good. Hello.
I had to acknowledge him, or he wouldn't have left. Okay, sorry.
No willkommen. No, come and sit down and record with us.
Would have loved to meet the chat.
He would have been too shy. Maybe he left pretty quick.
So, did you get any Christmas pickups, Dennis? Or
yeah, actually, I did, sir, and that's kind of what I was meant to talk about before I got off on the sidetrack.
That's all good.
So the Final Fight cab behind me here has, Astro City with Final Fight in it has. I've just got a new chassis in that, so that's up and running again, which is good.
Right.
That was part of my Christmas present that Kathleen bought me, or I obviously bought it and whatever, but Kathleen paid for the restored MS9 and AO chassis that's gone into that thing, which is
right.
Which is cool. So that's all up and going again. I think. Oh no, I was just going to say that the Double Dragon that I've got running in that Gottlieb Challenger has been behaving itself, but you can sort of see it. It's got a bit of a lean on it now, which it didn't at the start, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping that it just magically came good, but it didn't. So I got the chassis for the Astro City sorted, which is great. I can play that again, and I've managed to pick up some PCBs as well. So it's probably appropriate to mention it now, but I do have a birthday present for somebody as well, which is right here.
You.
Thanks.
So
lovely.
Not even my birthday.
This is a Galaxian PCB, a Midway PCB.
That is huge. That's massive.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Oh, shit. Whoa.
Yeah,
rad. It looks in neat condition, bro.
It's quite nice. It's quite good. And that'll be going to Neil for your birthday. So
thanks, brother.
Oh, happy birthday, Neil. That's awesome.
Looking forward to putting it in the cab. That's for sure.
Yeah, just it's still untested. All these PCBs I got untested, but to be honest, mate, there's not a lot on it that looks like there's anything sort of
from the photos I saw. Like, considering it's been shipped from the States and probably I don't know how it's been stored, but like it looks in really neat condition for a board that age.
For a PCB that old, it looks darn good, really good.
Yeah. No, thank you very much for organising that, Dennis. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. I saw I knew the PCBs you've been on the hunt for, mate. So keep my eye out, and one came up, so jumped on it while I could. Even with the exchange rate, it was a good price. So part of those pickups, I got another Donkey Kong PCB, which was great. I also got a Donkey Kong Junior as well. So hopefully I've got a working Donkey Kong Junior now. We'll see.
Awesome.
And I picked up a Scramble PCB for that cab.
So, working. Nice.
Yeah, which is pretty rad. So I need to change the wiring for the small classic Konami edge connector. Once I do that, mate, we are up and running with that. So no more 60-in-1 Scramble, all legit stuff, man.
So that's running in it at right now. It's 60-in-1.
Yeah, 60-in-1 Scramble at the moment.
Yeah, that's really cool that you picked up a board for the cab.
Yeah. So when I saw one come up, I just took the chance to jump on it. I have no more money to spend at all if anything else comes up, but I had a little bit around that I could scrape together. So
yeah, right. Yeah. Good on you, man. Good pickups. Yeah.
Sounds like you used it well, man.
Yeah.
So
how could you never not do a bad thing by picking up rare PCBs that may or may not work? It's a gold mine. Give me something to do fixing it.
For sure.
Yeah. So what else?
They're usually fixable, right? If they're not working.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's a great thing about early early arcade electronics, man, that a lot of it's just replaceable hardware that can be interchanged. And because of the bunch of PCBs and the spares that I've got at the moment, kind of got enough stock now that once I start testing and I start finding faulty ICs and faulty like ROM chips and that sort of thing, I can burn the ROMs or like just dump to check to see that everything's good, dump the program out of them. And if they're not, then I can burn the ROMs to make them as they should have been. And so I've got a few spare. I've learnt a lot off of Adam for this, which has been good. He's given me some books to read and show me quite a lot of stuff. Every time I drop around Adam Lee's place, hi Adam, by the way, it's always a couple of minutes just to drop in, grab a PC, either grab a PCB or drop on off and go. But it always ends up being like 2 hours. I'll go in and go, oh, come in and have a look. You'll like this. And as soon as we both sort of start talking like that, it's like, oh no, I said I was going to be home. So we'll sit down and go through and test things. And I always find that really interesting doing that.
Yeah.
He's such a knowledgeable dude, and always more than willing to impart anything that he's learned or that he's done recently, which is great. So it's always a cool visit going over to Adam's place because we get that stuff all the time.
It's really important, man, because that leads to more preservation of these old PCBs. Like, there's probably not that many people around that have the knowledge and skills that he does, or even you now. So if he can groom you to be, his apprentice, and
I wish to be
the next Kaizen.
Yeah. Nah, Adam's a special dude, man. He's got a knack for all this sort of stuff, which I think sort of helps a lot. Everything that I've learnt has been through sort of trial and error, and just listening to Adam when he has like this information to impart or read anything that he's got on his repair logs on Aussie Arcade or whatever. And that's sort of how I've picked up what I have so far. So if there was no Kaizen, there probably wouldn't be much in the way of like repairing PCBs for me, man, at all. So sorry, I got sidetracked. Always do. Not much else. And I've probably spent too much time talking anyway. I should throw it over to either you, Neil, or Mike, and see what you've been up to.
So if that's all you got to share, I'll just mention before we go, because like we haven't mentioned, but like we've actually been able to all get together for a podcast, which has been like just the four of us, which I really like. So that's been pretty special in itself for this Christmas episode. So I'll shoot to you, Mike. Any pickups lately, and what have you been up to?
Yeah, no worries. All right. Well, probably going up to what I've been playing in the last couple of months anyway. I haven't mentioned it on the podcast previously, but this year I joined the Netherworld Pinball Social League. So every 2 or 3 weeks we get together, you verse off against another team of 4. You have a varied format of playing pinball machines across, head-to-head, player 1 from your team and 3 from your team play player 1 and player 3 from the other team, or you do the split flipper at the end as well. It's just a varied comp across one night, and one team wins out over the other. So I played that, with Ree. I think Ree found out about it. Mitch Wilkins from Netherworld was running the comp as well. He put it together. There would have been, 10 or 13 that joined us. We made it through to the quarterfinal. I think we were knocked out at the quarterfinal. So we came 4th overall-ish, around about. Sarah Sharp and Pete Davidson were in our team as well, which Reed had met through pinball from way back, and like we've known them for a fair while. So that was our team. It's really good, and it's a fun sort of league where a lot of the mainstream pinball comps are very serious. Like if you like accidentally bump into someone who's playing in a serious pinball competition, it's not good. Like you got to stand back, give them space. You got to be quiet. It's a bit like golf. I don't know. It's super serious how they do it.
Like golf with the little golf clap.
But so with the social league, it's actually it's encouraged that you get rowdy. It's encouraged that you sledge the other team. It's encouraged that you try and put them off with whatever you can do to taunt them. It's made it a whole new beast of a competition. Yeah, it was super fun getting together with no matter what teams. And we probably know a fair few of the people in the pinball community already, and a lot of the arcade players play in the comps like Gary Eldershaw. He was playing one of the teams, and it was
special when lit for life. Man.
Yeah, special when lit. Their team was the loudest and most tauntiest and scariest to burst off against. It was surely. Yeah. My God, they
just imagine Gary.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was 10 times 10 times worse than that. It was awesome. But yeah, that's
I'm going to join that when I'm back.
You got to, dude. It's so much fun, and you learn an absolute shitload about pinball because you literally you get into the comp mode. No matter what's going on, you're actually playing to play as well as you can. And because you're with a team of generally other pinballers, they're telling you how to play. They teach you how to play. It's a good opportunity for an arcader like me who doesn't play a lot of pinball to get into it and start to learn more and more about machines. So that was the last couple of months. Something not so retro or arcadey. I picked up Battlefield 2042 for the PS4 when it came out a few months ago, end of November.
Hot.
Cool. Right. So I picked it up because within Battlefield 2042, there's a mode called Portal. And in Portal, they've given you kind of free reign to make your own version Battlefield shooter, whatever you want to do with it. It's pretty awesome.
A map builder, a map editor.
Not a map editor, but you choose what you want on the map. You choose the vehicles, the weapons, the era you want to play. So you can play 1942 era, you can play Bad Company 2 era, you can play Battlefield 3 era or 2042 era. Now, as soon as I heard the word Bad Company 2, I was like, yep, I'm getting this game. I don't give a shit about what else is in it. I don't care about 2042, the main game. I'm going to get Battlefield Portal and make the best Bad Company 2 version in Portal. Because once you've made the first-person shooter you want, you can host a server and you can start playing in it against 30, 60 AI bots or whatever. And you can set it up where you start the server, you're playing against 60 computer-controlled characters.
Cool.
But people can join in and they can see your server when they go searching for servers on their Battlefield Portal. So it's like it's create your own server, create your own game, create your own rules, create what classes you want, what weapons you want, how much damage you want to cause, how powerful the bullets are, how big the explosions are. It's how much health everyone has. It's fully customizable. So I spent a few weeks. Yeah. So on your laptop, your PC, your Android, whatever, your iPhone, you can create these games. It's free to create. You can jump on anytime. If you have an EA login, jump in, create all your parameters, all your teams, all your rules, or anything you want. Your weapons restrictions, tanks, helicopters only. Who knows what you want?
Wow.
And then you go to login. It picks it up on your login as soon as you sign into your game on your Xbox or your PlayStation, or your PC, whichever one you're playing on. It'll have your go to the portal mode. Do you want to host a server or you want to do experiences, and all the experiences you've created just populate there, and you can say, okay, I want to run this game. You press go, you instantly start boosting that game. Anyone can join in. It's free for all. It's been it sort of took over a little bit of my game time in the last couple of weeks for sure. Yeah, it's been interesting. I haven't played it a lot lately. It's just busy Christmas, preparing for Christmas, doing other life things, a bit of Netherworld gaming as well. But yeah, it's been a small obsession recently.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Bad Company 2, it's been fun. Yeah.
I saw you got a pretty good haul of Christmas gifts there, including a Bad Company 2, what was it, a steelbook or something?
Yeah, Bad Company 1 for PS3.
1, yeah, sorry.
So yeah, that was one of the goodies that Re picked up for me. So point her in the direction of the link on eBay to have an idea.
A bit of inspiration never hurts, man. It's fine.
That's it. Yeah. And I love Bad Company 2 on PS3, and I never thought about getting Bad Company 1 for their single player campaign experience. Because I love even the single player campaign on Bad Company 2 is really, really good. So Bad Company 1 is even more so a single player because it was before the main online multiplayer. This is our game. It's all online stuff. It's like they created solid single player experiences, like all previous first-person shooters back in the day. 2010 and before, the single player campaigns were solid. Like they expected people not to have online capability, so they made the stories good, the action good, learn how to use all the weapons, run through the game, enjoy, die, respawn, that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then alongside Bad Company 1, which is the cool Steelbook PS3 version, is that I've got a Mega Drive Mini as well.
Yeah, right.
Hey, awesome.
Hey, you got spoiled, man.
I did, man. Crazy. Like, I can't wait to get it hooked up, play it on the big screen, get the CRT filter on, and like just smash out a whole bunch of games. It's 42 games, I think. 42 games in there.
Yeah, nice.
I've got the Japanese version because it's half the price of any PAL North American release version at the moment.
Is that
and
so?
all you have to do is set the language to English, and it puts it all into PAL, all into English. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And cool.
Except you get a 6-button controller instead of a 3-button controller.
Crazy.
Why aren't people?
Why are
So
people?
much better.
I just don't even understand why they chose to release a 3-button controller with any of region. It's insane.
No, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Pretty dumb.
That's a great pickup, Sean. Mike, sorry.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Man, I was absolutely stoked.
They did the same thing with the Switch Online. You can get those controllers if you're a Switch Online member. And in the West, I believe, just from watching My Life in Gaming, you could only get the 3-button. And then in Japan, they released the 6-button. I don't get it.
We all had the same games. Like, why?
Yeah. And it's not like the Japanese have more fingers or anything. We all have bloody 10 fingers.
Yeah.
It's just weird, man.
They're probably just thinking, those stupid PAL territory builders with their slow video games, they only need 3 buttons. They play it slowly anyway.
But in America too, they did it for NTSC. Just Japan got the 6-button.
Wow.
Elitists.
Special. Yeah.
It could be that maybe they thought that it was just more popular, the 3-button, like more nostalgic for the West.
Bastards.
But I mean, I understand it's a bit bigger. Maybe it feels a certain way. They should have just had both options or given you one of each.
Yeah, why don't they just do that? That would have been easy.
Yeah. But you can get the 8-bit controllers that have the 6-button anyway. So
yeah,
it's an outrage, and I am outraged.
I actually picked up one of those 8-bit controllers a few months before Ree got the Mega Drive Mini for me. So it's one of those SG30 or MG30, the 8-bit. And it's basically like a Sega Saturn controller almost, but it's just like the Mega Drive Mini, so it's got the L and R buttons too. It's pretty rad, just wireless, awesome machine. Yeah,
man. Are you gonna hack that bad boy, or are you gonna keep it?
I'm happy with the games that are on there. Like, I really like the list that's on there. I've my own Mega Drive collection. I've played the games I want to play, which sort of brings me to the next step of this Christmas holiday period, getting a Mega Drive Mini. I'm getting rid of the Mega Drive collection. That's the next step now. Like
right.
All the hard copies, or like the Mega CD as well. It's all going to go. I'm going to try and get rid of it in one go, as I downsize to minis, like I did with the NES Mini.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you ever want to hack it just for homebrews or rare games that aren't on there, that'd be something cool. Because then at least you're playing like a homebrew on an official kind of Sega product. And there's a bunch of games that have come out that are homebrew or like kind of not really homebrew, but indie releases that they actually release on Mega Drive cartridges and stuff. That you can still buy the ROMs for if you don't want to if you don't own a Mega Drive. So that could be an option. But yeah, definitely check out Gunstar Heroes I think it should be on there.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's a cool game.
Keen to get this
Nice.
one game up and running.
Hot.
Yeah,
Nice, nice, mate.
Yeah, outside of that, playing games at Netherworld. Hit a bit of a goal with Gallagher the other day, but I'll chat about that later when we're doing our goals and things, catching up.
Oh, spoiler alert.
And yeah, back in, I don't know, I might talk about Ultimate Dennis now because it wasn't a goal, just happened.
Oh, of course.
So,
Yeah.
Shit.
and it was part of what I've been playing the last couple of months too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You've had a year, haven't you, mate? Jeez.
it's
See that turbo?
the end of the year is in absolute nuts, man. Yeah, so I entered into the Netherworld's Ultimate Denizen competition towards the end of November. 15 games. I jumped in there, had my first game. Luckily, Gallagher and Daytona were in there, so they were two of my favourite games. So the first two games, I was just walked in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to play these games first up and just get them out of the way. I play them, done, get on with the rest of the game. Had some really good runs. Even in Gallagher, though, my first, I missed two of the bonus rounds as I was doing my score run.
Oh wow.
And I managed to still be top of the scoreboard, but I missed out on 20,000 points leading up to it. So
Great.
I
Well done.
just dropped
Beast
it.
mode.
I was nervous there.
So how good you are, mate.
No.
You can miss the bonus rounds and still be top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I missed a double ship. I shot my own ship on the first attempt at trying to get it,
Oh, brutal.
Oh my
which is
god.
the biggest rookie mistake ever.
That's an extra 1,000 points, though, isn't it?
Oh, like,
That's what
400.
I knew. Yeah.
yeah. It just
It's a
stopped,
booty
it stopped
prize
me
at best.
progressing. It stopped me progressing through the second screen of the second level faster because I had to wait for the double ship on the second level rather than have it on the first. Anyway, so Daytona was beginner course. I hadn't done beginner course ever on Daytona, so I was like, right, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to drift the big end, the big corner before it's straight. I'm going to drift it and just keep going, race line, drift the big corner, race line, and yeah, I only nudged the wall once. I only hit another car once during my run. So super lucky beginner course run through, trying to get through 40 AI cars. 40. So I had a really, really lucky run on that as well. Yeah, rest of the games, there was Moon Patrol. What else was there?
We had that Hot Wheels game. We had the
Hot Wheels on the.
we had that no, what was it? That fitness game with like the sort of
Ring Fit. Yeah,
Ring Fit. That's right.
Ring Fit. Yeah.
Man, wow.
That was a weird game. Like you're holding like a steering wheel looking thing, and on the screen you can see the circles, and there's like it's like a whack-a-mole, but you have moles popping out the inside of the ring or on the outside. And you have to spin it and like push it in and out, but as you're spinning the wheels, it's not feasible.
So you're squeezing its head until it dies.
Yeah.
Brutal.
We had a Game Boy as well with Gameboy Tetris as well.
True. Yeah. I failed pretty hard on that.
Tony
Not
Hawk's.
as bad as it. Tony Hawk's back in it as well. Yep, I had a pretty okay run.
Ice cold beer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had a good run on Ice Cold Beer. Forgot about that.
Did you get to the 12th hole or?
No, I think I made it to the 11th hole.
Yeah, rad.
Wow. So I had
that would have scored you well.
Yeah.
Lucky run. I was just mashing up through the
Bishy
Moon Patrol.
Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh yeah, Bishy back. Yeah, the Moon Patrol just got back there. I failed terribly. I lost my lives in the first 30 seconds.
Oh.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't careful.
Yes.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Oh well.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. And Bishy Bashy was the pie throwing at the wedding track. So a bit like track and field where you're doing javelin. It's kind of like track and field, but you do javelin. Yeah.
We had
smash the buttons and you have to hold the fire button down to angle and then let go when you want to shoot your pie, throw your pie across the crowd. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was a good game. What else? We had Point Blank Beginner, didn't we?
Oh yeah. True.
Yeah.
And
the
Sonic.
training stage.
Training. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the list now on match play.
Yep, Sonic as well was in there.
Oh yes, Sonic.
And
was watching John Tannehill play, and I was like,
Intimidated.
he is a master at the game. Like,
I'm not that
holy
good.
shit. Yeah, I was trying to pick up on what he was doing, but no, I got nothing.
yeah, he's the Sonic kid.
What were the pinballs, Mike?
So Sea Witch was one of them, which is one of the newer, older machines. That
Really cool game.
Yeah. Super, it plays like Trident, a bit more fun. It's nice.
You did good on that, Mike. You came sixth
Oh shit! Okay.
in Sea Witch and Caveman. I guess
Caveman was
another
the other
penny.
one.
Yeah, Caveman's
came
great.
fifth.
What a cool game.
Have you seen Caveman, Sean?
I probably have, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, it's the one with the CRT screen in like the back middle of it, where you play a video game on it.
Oh,
It's got a joystick right in the middle of the the cab, and you
that's awesome.
Use the ball to get into the cave, and then you've got to navigate your caveman through the cave and club dinosaurs for extra points. And you've got to avoid the red dinosaurs because they kill you, not the other way around. So you have to go in and go out, and then the pinball gets released, and you have to go back to flippers again. It's a cool game.
It's pretty cool. Good hybrid of arcade and pinball mixed together.
Yeah, like the pinball players who really don't like video games probably don't like it that much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Michelle just opened the door. We've got the waft of all the food that's cooking out there.
Awesome. And there was Rick and Morty pinball as well.
Oh yeah, it was too. Yep. That's
really just 3 pennies? Oh no, Creature from the Black Lagoon as well.
Oh man,
Creature.
That was hard.
Mike, you were in the top 10 for all the pennies, man. Your penny game is
strong.
coming on strong.
It's come up, man. Since I played that social league at Netherworld, it's come up. Yeah. I've picked up a lot of skills here and there.
Oh,
that's awesome.
You had the Tetris 5-minute run on Gameboy.
Yeah.
You did well.
Oh, did I? I didn't feel like I did.
Yeah, you came 9th. If you got 92 points for it, I think that means you came 9th.
Yeah, like literally after.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, like after Gallagher and Daytona, I didn't feel like I went like really good in anything. I just felt like I was just holding it together sort of the whole rest of the day.
I think that's after years of like playing these games though. Because like not many people would go into Netherworld and play all these games like every now and then. I think you obviously get averagely really like good at these kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's like including your pinball game. I think that's why you probably came out on top.
Yeah, true.
He's become a hybrid.
So if you don't mind, walk us through the ceremony and as the places were called. So what was going through your head while all of that was happening?
I was literally sitting there, like I heard third place get called up, and that was Michael Dott, and then Gary Eldershaw, the previous Ultimate Denizen winner, came up as second, and I was like, right, Ben Reeves has won this competition. Ben Reeves has been at all the Ultimate Denizens, and he's placed very highly every time. I saw him play a few games during the day, and he was just smashing through, just doing his thing. I was literally looking around at Ben, pointing at Ben. Johnny was sitting next to Ben, like geeing him up, ready for the big win.
Oh man, poor guy.
Yeah. And I thought because I felt like I went so averagely after the first 2 games, I was like, it's not me. And then then Jimmy said my name, and I was like, that's not right. It can't be me. And Nah, it was like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I was like, that's wrong. No, it's not me. Sorry, mate.
It took a couple of seconds. It was great.
I demand a recount.
It was hilarious to watch.
Yeah. And then Aaron was sitting next to me. He like grabbed me and lifted me up in the air. I'm like, holy shit. And then it all clicked, and I was like, well, yeah, all right. I won. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. It was just a crazy good feeling.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations to newest Ultimate Denizen.
Yeah. Second
Hell
one for the
yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
Welcome to the team, mate. We're half
thank
ultimate
you.
now.
Yeah.
The Play It Up podcast is half ultimate. That's
Yeah.
for advertising.
And so it will remain.
No, you guys are next.
Never know.
Neil and I, we ended up like 1 point away from each other.
Yeah,
Didn't
we
mate?
were 7th and 8th or 8th and 9th or something like that.
Yeah, you guys are right there. That's only a few points here and there. You could go number one.
Yeah, maybe. So I think like my pinball game really lets me down in these comps. But it's
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to share like when Mike was announced as winner, like previous years, like the room just roared, and it was just a awesome experience seeing the shock of Mike and just like this roar of like denizens, like people who were actually a part of the community, just like so stoked for him because Mike's there every week, hitting some pinballs in the arcade. So it was just a great experience to be a part of, and to cheer on our ultimate denizen number 5.
Oh yeah, couldn't happen to a better bloke.
That's it, man. Yeah, sure.
We'll have to get a hold of there's a video, isn't there, of the announcement?
Yeah.
I want to share that on the Play It Up page.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's sort of like just a little the first couple of seconds of Mike just sitting there. I'm pretty sure like the first words out of his mouth, like it was just mute because like what Neil said, the whole place just was deafening. And Mike's
loud.
just and then and then Aaron grabs him and he's like That's awesome. So good.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, greatest thing.
I think that really much rounds out about what I've been playing and doing, and picks up to the last
Couple little things.
months.
Yeah.
Apart from grinding away at Gallagher every 2 weeks, I guess, on average, the last couple of months.
Yep.
That's pretty much the main gist of games.
For sure.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Bloody legend. I'm happy to be on the wall with you, mate. And the wall's in Netherworld.
I'm not up there yet, but they're painting the portrait at the moment.
Awesome. And you drank out of it was a cup, wasn't it? That you got,
cup,
a trophy? No belt anymore, I don't think.
The belt, no.
At least a cup you can drink out of. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a bit leaky, though. That was the only issue.
You had to drink quickly.
Watertight.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to pull it apart. I had to pull it apart at home when I got it home the next day. Just give it a bit of rinse out and wash
the
out,
beer
dry
out.
It was full of beer. Beer leaked all through it, all over it. Then
The way it should be. A good trophy should be covered in beer. Nice one.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, Neil, buddy, what have you been up to?
So I've got something I'll share later when we talk about goals and stuff. Just enjoying Christmas with the family. We were at a COVID site, so we've been in like lockdown, I suppose, or isolating at the moment. So, we've got a couple of pickups. Obviously, the board from Dennis was the main one. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm not good at, but I'm a big fan of Galaxian. So really stoked to have that board as a part of the library. So yeah. So
better than Gallagher, hey Mike.
No worry.
It's super. I find it like a really steep learning curve compared to Gallagher. Like it's a brutal game.
You get one shot, and if you miss it, then you have to do a lot of dodging really quick, and you don't move very fast either. It's not a very forgiving game.
Yeah. So got that as a pickup. It actually, my love for it actually started when I first got Ridge Racer, which I got for Christmas. Come on in. I got Ridge Racer for Christmas in '95 or something, and we got on the PlayStation 1, and we got on Ridge Racer, like the loading screen is actually Galaxian, and you have like a little game of Galaxian before you play the game, and like they also have like Galaxian stuff up on like monitors, I suppose, around the race course and stuff. So yeah, that's how I got into it. So yeah, really enjoyed it from then. Like I said, I'm not good at it, but yeah, it's always been a really fun game for me. So besides that,
before I forget, there's actually a video about games within games, about all that kind of stuff on My Life in Gaming. So if anyone's interested in like cool little Easter eggs like that, where you can play like Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong 64, that kind of thing, check out the My Life in Gaming video. I think it's just called Games Within Games. Sorry to interrupt, Neil.
Oh, sorry, someone's at the door. Sorry, I'll be back in a sec.
Who is it? I might get a coffee.
Have a look at my screen.
Oh man, it's just leaning more and more.
Keep going sideways.
It's drinking, man, as the podcast goes.
Not
Come
so
on,
good.
Arlene.
Eileen.
It does lean.
Neil just got a special delivery. Is that Kentucky Duck?
Hey guys, Shaun here. Thanks to everyone who tunes into the Play It Up podcast. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Play It Up Podcast. You can find the full video podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor, and more. If you want to ask us a question, you can do so on Anchor, and your question will be featured on the podcast. If you like what we do, please remember to like, review, comment, follow or subscribe, and please recommend us to your friends. Thanks guys, and enjoy the episode.
So Eric got for Christmas from his uncle Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch. So that's actually a game that Jen and I used to get drunk and play when we first got married. So I'm really looking forward to playing some Pokemon Go with Eric and Heidi. So that's
now you can get drunk with Eric and play.
Yeah, we'll get maggot with my son and hit up some Pokemon Go.
Maggot is such a filthy word. Maggot.
No, just like really excited for that family experience. not getting drunk, but playing games with Eric and enjoying that. And
Dad keeps missing the photos. He's too drunk, Mum.
Yeah. It's because of his shaky hands, actually. But the other one was I gave my brother the controller that you guys were just talking about that you recommended, Shaun. I got that for my brother. The Mega Drive looking one by that game company.
8-Bit Dough.
8-Bit Dough.
8-Bit Dough.
Yeah. So he's been he was a huge influence with me, like when I was playing games when I was a kid on the Master System and Mega Drive. So I got him that, and he's been playing games like Bubble Bubble and Golden Axe and Shinobi on his computer. So it's cool to share that retro gaming experience again with him. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Tell him to set up retro achievements if he's playing on emulation.
Yeah,
if he likes that kind of
you're
thing.
like an endorser for it, man. Yeah. Well, dude. Yeah.
I love it, man. It's like you can play any game you've ever played before, and you just sort of like lost interest. You play it again, and it just gives you
targets,
new goals to go for.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's so good. Johnny Bond's onto it now, so he's loving it.
Yeah, rad. Yeah. Oh,
Jacob Springs big into it as well.
Yeah, right.
Who?
Jacob from the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Jacob Springs. Sorry, the audio cut out a bit. Yeah, man. He's really smashing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's mastered a whole bunch of games. He's a beast, man.
So yeah, besides that, the only other pickup I really got that I really enjoyed for Christmas, it's not gaming related, sorry, but I got Theory 11 Beatles playing cards. So I'm a huge Beatles fan. So that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, I love them. So it's really well embroidered playing cards. Sergeant Pepper themed blue of like
embroidered.
Yeah, well, like kind of like embossed. Yeah. Sorry,
man. If they were embroidered playing cards, that's impressive.
No, they're not embroidered, they're embossed. Sorry,
Okay.
but yeah, like embossed like they do of their of the uniform that Paul McCartney wears in the Sergeant Pepper's front cover. So he's got like the embossed gold with the blue underneath it.
Nice.
Each suit, the king is of one of the Beatles, and yeah, it's just really cool piece
That's
of
awesome.
thing to have. It's a really good tribute to that Sergeant Pepper's album in particular. So yeah, that was my
That's
pickups
awesome.
and what I've
I
been up.
didn't know you were such a fan of the Beatles. I love the Beatles, man. They're always like some of my top listened to music of the year.
Yeah, so like it's something that like we listen to so much more Beatles than any other band. Just something I wanted to grow kids up with because there's so much. A lot of people, I don't even think like if you're not a fan of the Beatles or know their music, how much they influence today's music, like even today, like even just like small little things that I find and things like that. So yeah, love the
Totally.
Beatles. Yeah, we are actually making like a Can's best of Beatles, so like our favorite songs and stuff from like when the kids were listening to it in the car and stuff. They have their particular songs from each album that they like that.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's so good. And seen yesterday the movie?
yeah, man. Yeah.
You must
Yeah,
have. Yeah, it's so good, eh? I
yeah,
loved
man.
it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really good tribute to them. So yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a good singer.
Definitely. Yeah. And just a different kind of story. You know, how they all forget the music and stuff. And yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. So that kind of wraps up what we've all been doing and what we got, I suppose. So just talking about achievements that we got or made this year and what we're going to strive for next year. So Shaun, I'll start with you, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I achieved living in Germany for more than a year now, and got the achievement of lasting a year in another country. So that was supposed to kind of be a joke, but it wasn't very good.
Achievement unlocked.
But yeah, woo! Not seeing my family for 16 months. Awesome.
Yay.
Hopefully see them soon. But in terms of gaming, the big thing for me, which is just like the best achievement in the last 4 years, really, apart from I think it's harder than Ultimate Denizen to win, honestly. For me, it was getting a kill screen, because Ultimate Denizen is really hard to win, but if you get the right games on the day, which when I did it, it was pretty suitable and I had decent pinball runs. But getting the kill screen on Donkey Kong is the hardest thing I've done in gaming, and I achieved that this year, a few months ago.
Yeah.
And fucking stoked. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, I'm still stoked about it, really, because it's really just freed up like being able to play heaps of other games.
Have fun playing other games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually missing it. I want to play all the remixes and stuff. I want to play like the Christmas and the Halloween remix. There's so many different mods of Donkey Kong, and a lot of them are actually probably more fun than the original.
Yeah.
Especially since I've put probably, I don't know, a few thousand hours into it now. Jeez. I'd say that's my most played game of all time. I think second would be Tetris. I don't really have any big accomplishments with Tetris this year. Just been playing it consistently. I guess I've gotten 500k on, I think I got it on PAL and NTSC. So that's sort of half of what I want to get to on NTSC. I want to get the max out, but I need to get like a cartridge adapter for my top loader Famicom, and then get an NTSC cartridge of Tetris. It's all a little bit kind of expensive. I might just wait till I get back to Australia, since I already have the capability of, I have an NTSC Tetris cartridge there. So I think then I would just I think I could just get the adapter. Should be fine. Because I think NTSC-J runs the same as NTSC.
Like over 500k Dawn is massive for any Tetris, for any regular person. About trying getting it over 100,000.
Yeah,
dude, that's well done.
Ah, thanks, man. Yeah, I play level 18 now on NTSC. Like that's what I started. That's actually feels slow now compared to 19, because 19 is where it really ramps up, and I start practicing on that. I can get a few Tetrises here and there, and basically I know if I can survive and get a few Tetrises on 19, I'm in striking range of being able to get the max out. And that's why I want to play it. I want to do it on original hardware, just one, because it's cooler and it feels right. And number two, there's no chance of any lag or it, running at the wrong speed and not being fully legit. I guess with Donkey Kong, I didn't do that on original hardware, but for me, it's harder to do it on on emulation. I always played better on machine, so I still see that. And I didn't have a choice, but I have the choice now to play it on original hardware, so I want to do that with Tetris. But just cracking away. I'm not doing the same way I did with Donkey Kong and just like grinding it, because it's not as fun. I just playing. Sometimes I get so focused though while I'm playing that I just keep restarting, even though I'm not having fun and I'm having shit games with Tetris. But it's just so easy because each game lasts for like, I don't know, somewhere between 20 seconds and a few minutes.
Yep.
It's a lot easier to restart. Like once you die in Donkey Kong after like 500k,
oh man,
the willpower to start again is you got to have a lot. So
yep.
I guess other goals with gaming, I just finished different games. I'll while I'm talking, I'll log into my backloggery to find out what I actually finished this year. But I'm still playing God of War. Want to finish that soon. And modding, I guess that's an achievement. It's not directly gaming related, like as in playing games, but modding Gameboy.
It's awesome. It's so good.
I'm really happy about that. Just using this like cheap AliExpress soldering iron that I got for like 10 euros, and figuring out that flux is really important, and that's why I wasn't successful with my first Game Boy mod. So I had to send that off to a modder. But since then, I did like a Game Boy Advance drop-in screen where you don't actually have to do any soldering.
Yep.
And that was a bug. And then I went to, what did I do next? Like a Game Boy Color where you had to do a little bit of soldering, I believe. And then I did like a full, I had bought some modding stuff when I was in Australia still, and it arrived after I left for Germany because it was ordered from the States, but that got sent over. So I had this like IPS screen and a new beautiful Game Boy Advance shell and everything, and the Game Boy to mod, that all got sent over. So I did that, and that was the hardest mod I've done so far. Like a decent amount of soldering, pretty fiddly, and that turned out absolutely perfect. And now I'm really like loving the whole modding and soldering and everything, and I really want to get more into it. So that's sort of my goals for next year. As soon as this Game Gear and Game Boy stuff arrives, I'm going to smash into that.
Hell yes.
And maybe I'll even do it as like a little side business, since I'm not making that much money at the moment. Maybe I can just buy some Game Boys that are broken and mod them and sell them. Just there's a lot of people doing that already, so don't know if that's going to be profitable, but it's fun either way. So I guess in total I modded half of the first Game Boy because I couldn't get it working. I sent it off and the modder fixed it. And I modded another Game Boy Pocket, a Game Boy Color, 2 Game Boy Advances. One of those I sort of designed the game lens to be like UV printed and some stickers for the back. That was the Super Game Boy themed one. I don't know. So I modded like 5 Game Boys this year, and I installed the old DMG. That shout out to John Tannehill, who helped me put the backlight on. I finally got the Bivert chip installed on that. That was a bit of soldering as well. So modding a modded Game Boy. So yeah, I did like 5 or 6 mods this year, and I'm really loving it. It's can be a lot of work, can be tough, but now that I have the confidence with the soldering, it's instead of being like something that I'm scared to try and like maybe put off, I'm actually like super keen to jump in and get it done, and I have the confidence that I can make it work. The Game Gear is going to be interesting because that's a lot of desoldering capacitors and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, that's
invest in some desoldering braid, Sean. That's going to save your butt. Save you from.
Is that like the bronze colored?
Yeah, it's copper. It's copper braid.
I have some.
That's actually made for desoldering. So like you heat up the solder, and at a certain temp, all the solder just gets sucked up to the braid, and then you end up with like a dry connection, and you can just pop out whatever it is that's soldered in. It's the best. So
yeah, I have that.
If you're already onto that, mate, you're already there. So it's all good.
I'm a bloody veteran now,
mate. You can do stuff for me.
Yeah, I'm going to send some stuff. I'm going to send some stuff to you, Sean. I'm going to send you my link.
Oh man, I'd love to do it. It's all for free.
Super Gameboy needs work.
Yeah. I'm down for that. Another thing that I modded was, well, not modded, but put together was the Raspberry Pi Zero board with the special board made by Stack Smashing, who's on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and stuff. He designed a board where you could play Gameboy Tetris online using a link cable into your laptop through USB adapter. Yeah, and then playing online against someone else on your Game Boy, playing online Tetris.
Yeah, so, amazing.
That's awesome, man.
That was actually where I started to get confident with soldering, because it was a lot of different little points that you had to solder on the Raspberry Pi board to the other board. Yeah, isn't that crazy that someone made that?
Yeah, I love that.
Cool, man.
That's like one of the things, like in the age of information that we live in, that there's still people that have the interest and the drive to do these sorts of things with the stuff that we love doing as well. And that just, that it makes me really happy to know that cool stuff like that is still coming out for the stuff that we all are still like into and still play. I love that. It's great.
That's awesome. Just the new, like, I don't know, putting new technology into old stuff to either make it better or to keep it alive. It's so cool. I might run through some of the games that I did finish this year. I use backloggery.com. Shout out to that. That's the same guy, made by the same guys who do My Life in Gaming. So if you want to keep track of your backlog and what games you've finished, that's a cool website for it. I finished NES Ultimate Remix on the 3DS. Great game. Different ways of playing old NES games and Famicom. Once you finish the NES part, it unlocks the Famicom remix.
Cool.
Different little challenges like mini games on the 3DS. Beautiful. I've got here Kill Screen Baby 871,000 on September 24th, 2021. That's the big one. It's so cool having a track of all these. I finished Solar Striker on Game Boy.
Cool.
Really, really tough game. I've got in the notes, not an amazing shooter with limited power-ups and okay music, but it's still fun. It's just like a cool little shooter on the Game Boy, really tough, but I finished it. Super Mario Land, I don't know if that was that year. I finished all the Super Mario Lands on Game Boy. I don't know if that was last year though. Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance, awesome game. Kind of like themed after the Donkey Kong Arcade, but more of a puzzler. I finished Gunnak on the NES, Little Samson on the NES. Those are both emulation though. Don't know if it was last year, but Metroid. I need to start putting the dates in the comments, and I'll do that for this year coming. Toki on the NES. Gianna Sisters on the PS4, real cool, like platformer, kind of like Donkey Kong Country.
Gianna Sisters was like Commodore 64 version of Super Mario, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think they did like really?
Got ripped off shells real quick. It was just straight up clone of Super Mario.
So it's really rare then, maybe, to have the original.
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Well, this is like a real modern looking platformer, this one. I guess it's maybe a bit
remade
of a
for
tribute or...
PS4. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely a
Right.
tribute to that, for sure.
Cool. What else we got here? Last of Us 2, I think it was this year. Flight of Pigorus on the Master System. That's a homebrew.
Oh, yeah.
You can play it for free, and that was on actually the 2nd of January. I completed it. I actually put the note in for that, so that's good. And that kind of, Super Mario Odyssey, fully finished that. And on also Super Mario Maker 2, there's a little bit of a story mode on that. I finished that. But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, I got all stars and loved it. Fucking great game. Mario games are awesome. And that's me. Sorry, that took a while.
Yeah, it was good. Solid list there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I try to play games as much as I can. So. That's me.
So Dennis,
And my goals for next year, I'll quickly say, I don't really have any specific ones. Maybe I'll get the maxed out on Tetris. My goal is to move back to Australia in September and start entering heaps of comps in Netherworld.
Catch up,
and
make
just
up for lost time.
absolutely, yeah, just play as many games as I can. Finish Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War. Yeah, maybe there's some other goals that'll come along the way, but at the moment it's just have fun, enjoy playing games, try to enjoy life as much as possible. And come back and maybe win some competitions at Netherworld. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Dennis was next, was he?
Yeah, I think Dennis there.
Okay.
Dandenong.
What did I play? I better check the Game of the System Discord Game of the Month thing. So I sort of been playing the Game of the Month just as like for the last few years on Game of the System Discord. They have all the people in the Discord nominate a Game of the Month, so that gets votes, and whichever game gets the most votes gets up, and that's what we play for the month until next month changes over, sort of thing. Game of the Month. I guess it's self-explanatory. I don't know why I needed to explain that, but all the same, that's sort of what I was focused on this year. We have a tally in the pins that I'm just looking at the moment. So, yeah. January was Streets of Rage 2. I didn't go very well at that. I hadn't played a lot of Sega games throughout my life, to be honest. And I had a bit of trouble sort of getting used to that. In Feb, we played Rastan on arcade, and that was really good. I managed to 1cc that a couple of times within the month, so that was good.
Well done.
Yeah, it was hella hard. Yeah, the last level, it's nervy because you don't have any continues. If you go on for the 1cc, you don't anyway. But at least you get a chance to practice it. But you have to be really quick and careful and make sure that you save state if you do want to practice the last level. So, yeah, it's a bugger of a game. It can be pretty unfair in places. So that was Feb. March was Wonder Boy. It was fun to play. I think after playing it for a month, I sort of got everything that I wanted to get out of it. I think I can understand sort of why maybe after playing it for so long, Neil, that you didn't go back to it for quite a while, because I can definitely see that it's a game you'd be able to play yourself out on for sure. With saying that, it was still a really fun game. Like, really enjoyed it, and like once you get into the later levels, it's really fun.
Yeah,
it's just getting through all of those the first few levels again. That's just oof, man. Yeah, doing that a lot wouldn't be the most fun. So April was Garrus, that, and again, bloody hard game, fun game. Sunset Riders was in May. I almost 1cc'd that, not quite. So that'll be in my aims for 2022 in gaming. I'm going to try and 1cc Sunset Riders and Punisher if I can. So June was Punisher. July was Karnov, so I got a 1cc on Karnov. So we went down to the wire between me and Sacrion, Steve on Gamer System Discord. Him and I were playing that against each other, and I think what separated it in the end was high score and who got the 1cc first, which was me. Luckily, because Steve's really good, usually kicks my butt on those sorts of games. Magic Sword was in August, and another pretty difficult game. I got over 1 million points, I think, for that, which is it's a fair way in. It's probably a third of the way into the game, which is pretty difficult, and it's going to be a long haul game, I can tell. Sorry, Neil, you were saying?
No, just saying, congrats. That's a huge score in Magic Sword. Like, it's a brutal game.
Yeah, yeah, it could be a massive fucking game. It's fun. It's just, it's not really a consistent game. I think you can play it. Like you can play it like one game. Sorry, I'll be quiet. Sorry.
Any of these games you're talking about, Dennis, you're saying, I just got a 1cc. That is insane on its own, man. People don't get 1ccs on arcade games.
It's
wild.
fun.
Yeah,
It's wild thinking about this game that's just destroyed.
I get a whole month to play them, so it keeps me busy. It's good. We went to
a whole month is not that long, man.
Yeah, I know, but at least it gives you a chance to play it properly. It's not a long time, but it's not a short time either. So at least you get a chance to have some fun with it, and it's kind of good. Whole reason we do like Game of the Month. Wonder Boy and Monsterland was September, man. That was a surprising one for me. I really enjoyed playing that game. I didn't actually vote for it. When it got up, I was like, it kind of looks a bit slow and basic. I don't really know if I'd enjoy it, because at least Wonder Boy had a lot more pace to it. Monsterland just feels a bit more slower paced, but I actually ended up enjoying it more. It was quite a challenging game, and that's one that I'd love to go back to. I don't know if I'll get a chance to in 2022, but I'd love to play it again sometime and go in and get the 1cc, because I got into like the last castle at the end, but I didn't make it all the way to the bad guy at the end. So hopefully sometime soon get to go back and play that. October was Final Fight, and I almost got another 1cc on that. That's a goal for 2022. It was 2021 that I didn't get to, but hopefully 22 be able to get there. So I got to the what we call like the hit squad, the end of Final Fight, which is right at the end of the last level. There's this big rush of all these baddies, and everyone it's kind of like, it's just on for young and old, all of these different enemies on the screen, and it's just about survival. It's probably a bit more than it is about strategy. Yeah. And so until I get a chance to make my way through it, you need more lives in the chamber to be able to finish it. Once I do that, it'll be great. But again, that's going to be practice and time, and hopefully I get there. November was Snow Bros, and I did get a 1cc on that at the end, which was awesome. But like, it was the day after the Game of the Month clicked over to December, so I managed to go right there, and that was really fun. I enjoyed Snow Bros, man. I really like that game.
Would that be a world record, Dennis? Like, if it was submitted?
I think it was like 2.3 or 2.4, and I think Aaron's on 2.7 for arcade.
Oh, okay. It's still very close.
Yeah, it is. It's up there. I think Daniel Ocampo on Twin Galaxies, he has, I think, about 3 million. Sorry, Daniel, if that's not quite right, on MAME. So it's up there. There are like crazy. There are crazy videos online of people getting like 9 million on Snow Bros. So they go and like leech the last boss and get just ridiculous amounts of points out of it, and I'm not really prepared to do that. I just want to play the game for the fun of it, not to sit there and just smash the last boss for like an hour and a half. Man, how sore would your hand be after that? And so this month is Cabal. I've been playing that a bit. I need to put in another few hours, hopefully just before the end of the year, so I'll see how we go with that. That's kind of like where I was in gaming and what I hope to do in 2022. I do want to get back on the Donkey Kong wagon in 22. So Final Fight 1cc, I want to go back and finish. What was the other game I just said? Sorry, I completely bloody forgot. I want to go back and finish. Yeah, Punisher and Sunset Riders, and do some Donkey Kong again for some reason. Keep finding my way going back to that bloody game.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
It's a strange drug, eh?
It's
always come crawling back to it.
Donkey Kong is a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
it's a game. Yeah.
Like the mafia. Once you think you're out there, pull you back in.
You're never truly out.
No.
Yeah,
so
that's
kill screen maybe. 2022. When kill screen?
We'll just aim for a PB. I'd love to kill screen, but man, it takes a while and it takes a lot of dedication to do that. So I'd love to eventually, but just maybe when I'm ready. We'll see how it goes. No promises.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry, who was next?
Yeah, Mike, what's happening, sir? Yeah.
DJ Techno.
DJ Techno on the ones and twos. Welcome back. I don't know. This year, I mean, this year was a lot of practicing of Gallagher at Netherworld to try and get that elusive 1.5 million score that I've been trying to get since, I'm pretty sure it's since last year. I tried to get there regularly. I tried to get there every week, but I every week, so it ended up being every second or third week I'd get a good session with 2 or 3 games on that third week or second week. Got there. I had no luck, had some bad runs, I had some good runs. I got over 1 million points, I think possibly 3 times in that year gap when I had some really good runs. I was concentrating, I hadn't drunk too much, so I was surviving a bit longer than usual. Then Thursday night just gone. I'd organised to meet up with Zigstar, or Ziggy Madden, who is a crazy taxi genius who goes to Netherworld quite a bit to specifically play crazy. He's learning a lot of other games. Crazy Taxi is his game. Absolute gun at it. So organised to meet up with him, meet up with Gary Eldershaw too, have a bit of Crazy Taxi off. Watch Ziggy play. He's next level. He will turbo every single time he turbos. He knows all the correct customs to get and what orders to get them in, and he had one game ended up at $83,000 on the scoreboard. Like, wow,
that's huge.
But yeah, that's it. But after that session, he had to go home at about, I think, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, probably 9 o'clock-ish. And I was like, okay, I'm there. I've been drinking. I'm driving, so I had a bit drink or 2. And I jumped on Gallagher. It was the last night, and Netherworld was open for the year as well. So I was like, okay, it's probably going to be the last. But have a game now, or after this game will be the last game I'll have this year to try and get 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
I got stuck in. I started off doing a 2-player game, so you can play on the 2-player side. So it shows the 1 million point score if the 1 million point score does, if you reach it. On the player 1 side, it only shows 6 digits, so 99980, I think it'll go to. But on the player 2 side, it'll go 1 million and keep counting upwards. I know the player 1 side does click over, but you just don't see the 1 for the 1. So I got stuck in. I had a really shit run on the player 1 side trying just because I use the player 1 side to set it up so you can have breaks. It didn't end up having breaks. Just sit playing the whole time. On the player 2 side, had a really good run, smashed through half an hour in. I was playing really well. About 45 minutes in, I started losing lives again, which is about that 500,000 to 700,000 point mark where I seem to lose concentration. And instead of accruing lives, I start to lose them and not be able to get them back to make more lives on what I have. Then just after that 700,000 point mark, I just started gaining lives again. I got back into the screen clearing zone, playing away, kept smashing, got to 1 million points. I'm like, all right, cool, this is good. Got to 1.3, 1.4 million. I'm like, this is a bit unusual. Okay, so I kept playing. I got to 1.45 million and I had started to lose lives again, just losing concentration, just getting tired, getting late. It was about 11 p.m. at night. I was down to my last double shift, no spare lives, at 1.45 million. And I managed to play through that up to 1.5 million. I was like, holy shit. I hit 1.5 million and just got an extra life at that point as well. So I had 3 shifts rolling, so 2, like a double shift and a shift spare to go. Like, all right. And at that point, I was so nervous I wasn't going to make it because I was just down to so close to dying. It was going to be down. Yeah. Hit the 1.5 million, kept rolling. I was like, all right. And as soon as I hit the 1.5 million, I'm like, I'm just going to relax now.
Yeah, right.
It was super weird feeling. And as soon as I relaxed, the gameplay just came back and I stopped stressing. And I was like, yeah, just my arm was sore, both my shoulder was sore from the joystick. Ended up on 1.6 million. Half an hour before Netherworld closed for the year, and I was
Jesus,
extremely happy. Like,
dude, yeah, congrats.
I was stoked I got to hit the goal. It was,
That's pretty wild. Is that enough Mike? Is that enough to get your name up on the board there? Because
no.
Oh, really?
No,
Barry's been in town.
Barry came a couple of years ago, and 6.6 million is up there. So
yeah, man.
Hey, you can do it, man. You can do it.
Yep. So 2022, I want to get 3 million points, and it's a long game because 1.5 million, that was an hour and a half worth of game. I was I was standing up the whole time because I can't sit down and play Gallagher because I wrench on the joystick pretty hard at certain points, and I feel like I can't do that sitting in the chair. So
did you have Did you have the Jeffrey Sutter sort of wide spread going on while you were standing there?
That's how I play it. Yeah. Because if I don't do that, I can't see the screen because my head is like above where the
That's right. You're a tall guy.
The pencils and stuff. Yeah. So next year, 2022 is 3 million. If I can get that, I'll be very happy as well. Yeah, super happy.
Awesome.
You can die happy, mate.
That's it.
Bloody oath.
Obviously, getting Ultimate Denizen, it wasn't a goal of the year, but it happened, and I was very, very happy.
Oh, awesome.
And outside of gaming as well, this 2021, I've been pushing the cold drip copy stuff at home, the cold drip copy creation, pretty hard to try and get a feel for what it's going to be like when it goes commercial. 2022, I want to be operating commercially, so selling to the public, selling to businesses, selling to everyone, as well as these guys. Like, I've dropped off the application online to the Brisbane City Council just Wednesday this week. Dropped it off, sent it in, so that's officially underway. They're going to book a council inspection at the local bowls club. I have a chat with them. I can use their kitchen, so that'll be a goal for 2022. Get the commercial kitchen, food business license locked in and start operating.
Nice.
As well, that'll be outside of gaming goal for 2020.
Cool, mate.
But yeah. Apart from that, still the Mega Drive collection, and I don't know. See what happens in 2022.
Keep on keeping on.
Right. Jump back into some more Gran Turismo 2 because I've been meaning to get it back into it because I've been hanging out to play it again for some reason.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
You'll get your license, mate.
Get those licenses back.
One day. And on the non-retro side, with Battlefield Portal, running those Bad Company 2 servers, I want to be able to rent a server because they're talking about rent a server so that because at current, if you run a server for yourself, you're hosting a server, it stays live as long as there's one human player in the game. So if I leave the game and someone else joined in, some human online player, it'll stay until they go, until all the human players are gone. It shuts down. So talking about renting live servers for these games. So if I can rent a live server and have that version of Bad Company 2, which is Bad Company 2 infantry, weapons, technology, and vehicles on Battlefield 3 maps in 2042. If I can have something like that running 24 hours, that would be great. I've had a fair few people drop in every now and then. I'm just hosting the server, and I've only get to play for maximum 3 or 4 hours if I'm lucky to get a long session like that.
Yep.
You'll have people drop in, 10 or 15 people will drop in and drop out of the game, and some will stay because they like the format. It's different. More bad company too. Rule set, physics, damage. It's all like I've tuned it.
Wow.
Much more like Bad Company 2 universe, even though it's in the 2042, I don't know, program code, I guess you'd call it. So you tune it to make it the most possible. So if I can get a rental server running, I think it'll be like $100 or $200 a year. I have no idea what it costs to rent a server. Yeah, if I could do that, get it locked in, I'll just have the Bad Company 3, my version thing, run 24 hours. Enjoy it.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's it, man. Neil, how are you, mate? How's your achievements this year? How's your Charka Surly? Your Circus Charlie? Cool.
Yeah, battling a brutal headache at the moment, so I'll try and keep mine short. But gaming achievements would definitely be Ghosts and Goblins. I've got that done on Arcade and Main. So the world record there. So after that, I started focusing on Circus Charlie. Just after, I think it was the week after the last episode that we did with the gaming system crew, I was able to get the max clear on Circus Charlie as well.
Woo! Awesome.
So got that done.
Yeah.
Still trying to track down a genuine board of Circus Charlie, but hopefully I've got one in the line for that. So early next year. Looking forward to doing that on Arcade. I was going to do it at Spacies, but Spacies is closed at the moment. So I talked to Jimmy about taking that record to Netherworld, and I'll try something else to Spacies if they get up and running. They've been my achievements for this year. So next year, do a Circus Charlie on a genuine board. And then I'm focusing on Strikers 1943 at the moment. It's a really tough game, hard to learn, but enjoying the challenge there. And I've started enjoying a game called Spectre, just out of nowhere, which is like a 80s maze game. It's really crazy, and I wasn't planning on taking it seriously, but it's really got my attention. So
excellent.
Who knows?
Do it, man.
Yeah, who knows what's happening in that space. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome.
Oh, short and sweet.
Well, guys, I'm probably going to have to run because I've got Kathleen sort of hounding me a bit because I've sort of got to go.
Overstayed your welcome in the podcast.
All good, man.
But I
didn't mean that. I meant like you've been on the podcast too long. And you got things to do.
You've been on too many episodes. We've got to have a chat.
I need to go anyway. I got food to eat.
Yeah, everything would probably be getting served up in front of you.
I wish. Yeah, food. Yeah.
Yeah, all good. Thanks for tuning in to another year, guys. It's been awesome to have Dennis along this year, which has been really special. But
Bloody oath.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, exciting times next year, having Shaun back in Australia, hopefully. So getting the live podcast done together will be definitely one of the highlights when it finally happens. So
shit, yeah.
Be really cool.
Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for listening, and looking forward to more of the same. Maybe some bigger things, maybe some cool, high-profile interviews. Perhaps we will see. Don't want to promise anything. Yeah,
that's right.
Love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and
thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you everyone for listening. It's been awesome to be a part of the podcast. So yeah. Looking forward to doing it again in 22.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, legends.
All right. See you later.
Cheers, boys.